Greetings. It's Saturday, 23rd November, 10:30 p.m. Viewers, you're still watching us on ERi-TV. Presenting the domestic and international news prepared for this hour is me, Hermela Gurmai. Inviting you to join us on our tonight's news broadcast. Let's start with the major headlines. World Children's Day celebrated in Thessaloniki. Successful cataract surgeries conducted in Keren. China, the largest importer of Russian nuclear fuel. And North Korea commented on military drills by the United States, South Korea, and Japan. On our detailed domestic news, World Children's Day was celebrated with great enthusiasm in Thessaloniki on 22nd November under the theme Education, the Foundation for Outstanding Students. The event was attended by Mrs. Lul Gabraab, Minister of Labor and Social Welfare, Ambassador Mahmoud Ali Hirui, Governor of the Gashbarka region, and other regional officials. Speaking at the event, Mr. Tasfu Solomon, Director of Children's and Family Social Welfare at the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, highlighted the government of Eritrea's commitment to prioritizing children's rights. He noted that substantial investments in this area are yielding commendable results. Mr. Franco Kubaba, Director General of Social Services in the Gashbarka region, emphasized that ensuring children's rights remain a top priority and that significant progress is evident on the ground. The celebration featured various cultural and artistic performances by the Red Flowers cultural troupe of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, along with students from several schools. This year marks the 33rd national observance and the 66th international celebration of the World Children's Day. The Al-Basr ophthalmologists team successfully performed cataract surgeries on over 400 patients at Keren Hospital between 16th and 22nd November. Mr. Alam Zakarias, Director of National Blindness Control at the Ministry of Health, reported that approximately 2,000 patients underwent ocular diagnostics during the campaign. Among them, over 400 individuals received cataract surgeries and were provided with eyeglasses, while others were treated with medication. Mr. Alam also highlighted cataracts as the leading cause of the blindness and commended the remarkable efforts of the Al-Basr ophthalmologists team in supporting to address this pressing health issue. Dr. Abdullah Bashir, coordinator of the Al-Basr ophthalmologists team, noted that the increasing public awareness and the strong support from the Eritrean medical professionals have been instrumental in ensuring the success of the surgeries. He also expressed gratitude for the collaboration and support provided by the hospital management and local eye specialists. The Al-Basr ophthalmologists team, which has been performing cataract surgeries for over a decade, plans to continue their efforts in Mandafara and Massawa in the coming days. Viewers, stay tuned for our international news right after the short break. Welcome back. Beijing is poised to become the largest importer of Russian nuclear fuel this year, following Moscow's ban on enriched uranium exports to the U.S. in retaliation for Washington's selective restrictions. Over the past 10 months, China has purchased $849 million worth of enriched uranium from Russia, a 3.2-fold increase compared to the same period last year. In October alone, its imports doubled from September, reaching $216 million. South Korea has also increased its purchases to $650 million over the same period, becoming the second largest importer of nuclear fuel from Russia. The United States, which was Russia's main customer last year, has reduced its purchases by almost a third, importing $574 million worth of Russian nuclear fuel in 9 months, dropping to third place. Earlier this year, Washington announced a ban on purchasing Russian low-enriched uranium, but allowed the Department of Energy to issue waivers until 2028 in cases where no alternatives exist or if the shipments are deemed in the U.S. national interest. In 2022, Russia was America's top foreign supplier, providing almost a quarter of the enriched uranium that fueled U.S. commercial nuclear reactors, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. In response to the Washington's selective restrictions, Moscow last week banned enriched uranium exports to the US altogether, including shipments to other countries under foreign trade agreements with entities registered within American registration. Exceptions will be made only for supplies under one-time licenses approved by the Federal Services for Technical and Export Control, and only if they align with Russia's own national interests. Russia hosts the world's largest uranium enrichment complex, accounting for almost half of the global capacity. Moscow's share of the enriched uranium market is estimated to be around 40%, with an export value of $2.7 billion. President Vladimir Putin told a government meeting in September that some countries are happily stockpiling Russian resources and goods while imposing restrictions on Moscow. He suggested limiting exports of certain strategically important raw materials, including uranium, to the global market in response to Western attempts to block Russia's access to foreign-made products. On our final international news, North Korea condemned today recent joint military drills by the United States, South Korea and Japan, warning that it would take immediate actions if needed to defend the state. Last week, the three countries held a three-day joint exercise dubbed Freedom Edge, featuring fighter jets and marine patrol aircraft, as well as in the U.S., nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS George Washington. We strongly warn the U.S. and its followers hostile towards the Democratic People's Republic of Korea to immediately stop the hostile acts of the further causing provocation and instability that can drive the military confrontation in the Korean Peninsula and its vicinity into a real armed conflict, the North's Defense Ministry said in the country's official name. The military would keep all options available and take immediate actions if needed to preemptively control risk, while closely watching military activity by the U.S. and its allies, it said in the statement carried by state media KCNA. Viewers, we are done with the news prepared for this hour, and now a quick recap of the major headlines. World Children's Day celebrated in Thessaloniki. Successful cataract surgeries conducted in Keren. China, the largest importer of Russian nuclear fuel. And North Korea condemned the military drills by the United States, South Korea, and Japan. Viewers, that was all for today. Thank you for joining us and have a blessed night.